It's podcadzo.
And we're off to the races.
We're off to the races. It's gonna be one.
Might be a short one today, folks, because I just wasted a solid hour setting up new tech.
You even
Needlessly.
came an hour early.
But we wasted an hour then just eating in your kitchen, which was nice. Can't
It's
call
all
it a
about-
waste.
Yeah. Now I know how you really feel. When we hang out, it's a waste.
Basically, anytime I spend not setting up technology or podcasting is a waste of my time.
Just waiting for the next chance to fiddle with stuff.
Indeed. I love fiddling. That's all I want to do ever. Just want to fiddle. I want to
You are a big fiddler.
reorganize cables. I want to test new technology.
New tech.
I want to play around with stupid that I've wasted money on.
Not wasted. Again, it's an investment.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if I recoup this investment. If
I
we
think you
recoup
already
this
have,
investment.
arguably.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this immensely. So I guess in those terms, the return on investment is phenomenal.
Well, but also you're already making money, you know?
Yeah, I did it. I bought this stuff for legitimate business purpose that is not podcadzo.
Yeah.
You're right. Thanks, Julian. I feel better about
You're welcome.
all this now.
I'm here for you.
So welcome back to Podcadzo, the official companion podcast to the well-known indie rock band Cadzo. As always, I'm Colin, joined by my co-host,
Cuke.
Cuke.
Back at it again.
And as I mentioned, this might be a little bit of a shorter episode today, but boy, are we going to pack it full of content that we have not
I
planned
hate
out.
short episodes, man.
Yeah,
They bum me
I
out.
know you hate them. For me, and again, I love podcasts. Anytime I'm not podcasting is a waste of my time. That being said, I think I'm most in the pocket for a 45-minute pod.
It just feels like we just don't, I feel like anyone can turn in a 45-minute pod, you know?
True.
I take that are 45 minutes long.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been on the bathroom that long.
Oh
but,
my God, dude. Congratulations.
That's always been a thing, like guys talking about how long it takes for them to dump. I've always been in and out of there.
When I was a kid, I had a serious problem. I don't know what it was, if it was like a dietary thing or... Well, I guess it was a dietary thing because for like years, every time I took a shit, it would be like at least an hour. I just couldn't squeeze it out of me, you know? I'd sit there and I'd go, "Ugh," but nothing would come out. And then I started eating fiber or like doing the fiber supplement.
So
and then I started shitting pure chocolate pudding.
The equipment I bought is 2 extra cameras, and it's hilarious that I thought that this level of conversation deserved 2 extra camera angles. I'm gonna do a nice close zoom on you from camera.
We don't do too
camera
much
2
actual poop talk.
during that little monologue.
That's the poop segment of the episode.
Have you ever seen, or did you ever watch as a kid, Everybody Loves Raymond?
Oh, dude. Legit, maybe my favorite sitcom of all time.
Of that era, it's probably mine. My parents would always watch it. I loved Everybody Loves Raymond. But there's this scene I always think of where Ray's kid is nervous for something, and Raymond is talking about his pants during a baseball game when he was a kid. And he was like, I had to go to the bathroom. I was scared to go to the bathroom, so I didn't go to the bathroom. And the kid is like, Are you still scared to go to the bathroom? And Ray's like, no, it's my favorite thing in the world now. I think about that all the time because I do. It is my favorite thing in the world. The morning constitutional. Something I look forward to.
Most times I'm woken up by the fact that I need to take a bowel
Really, it's
movement.
that urgent?
It's like my morning routine is I wake up and it's like, okay, I'm up. I need to right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, it's a great way to start the day.
I take pride in my regularity that I'm up. I, do my morning stuff, have a cup of coffee, and then I'd say on average, almost every day, 10 minutes after I finish that cup of coffee is when nature calls.
Damn. Yeah, for me, it's first thing, right when I get up.
I don't think I would like that. That's kind of a frantic way to start the day.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah?
I get up, I still half asleep, go into the bathroom, sit down on the throne, scroll through the gram for a minute,
Scrolling. I was going to ask what you're doing on the
let
phone.
nature do its thing, And then by the time I'm out of there, it's like, all right, now the coffee's almost done brewing, and or the Celsius is in the fridge ready to go.
So you're hitting brew on the coffee and then going to
I got that
the
shit on
bathroom?
auto mode, bro.
Got it on auto
starts
mode.
brewing at the same time every morning when I drink coffee, which I don't drink coffee during the summer because the acidity really fucks and the heat.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I make espresso, and you can't put that shit on a timer.
That's true. You definitely can't, nor should you. If you could, then it wouldn't be true.
It wouldn't be espresso.
How many times a day are you
Once a
going?
day.
Yeah, see, one and done. Same here.
If it's more than once a day, something is up.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's the first sign that I have to make changes with my life, is that it's more than once a day. Yeah.
I was just having this conversation with someone the other day, and I feel like they were like judging me because I'm a once a dayer. They're like, you only go once a day? It's like, yeah, you shouldn't really need to go more than that,
yeah.
unless you're a dog.
Don't ever let anyone shame you about that either.
Yeah, I felt like it was a great. I felt like it was a great thing.
It's a great thing.
So much of my life is routine oriented. I follow a strict routine with some of the things I do, and my bathroom routine is one of those where it's the same. Like,
yeah.
And I'll take it a step further. I always go pee like exactly halfway through my shift at work.
Oh, through the shift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't matter what time I start working.
Interesting.
Or what time, like, it doesn't really matter what time I get there. It kind of matters to a certain extent, like, how busy we are, I guess. But, like, usually at about exactly the 4-hour mark of my shift is when I, like, need to pee, you know? So that's another.
So I'm looking at the camera. I have this stupid keyboard over here now. I kind of don't like how the lights look on the table.
Well, that's an RGB keyboard. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah, but does it look cool?
I think it looks kind of cool.
We could add that white USB microphone to the setup permanently to add to the amount of flashing lights on the table. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. I'm getting over the crungus.
Use that. We could record that into OBS easily and have that as a backup audio.
Is this all going in the pod?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. This is the kind of
This
slop
is the peek
that
behind the curtain
you piggies
you
deserve.
guys ask for. God, I'm going to keep sneezing, I feel like. It's not good.
I kind of don't even want to podcast anymore. I just want to come up with technical solutions for podcasts and just be a podcast producer.
I mean, you could definitely add that to the list thing
of services that I offer now.
But I feel like we should probably keep this podcast going though.
No, I think maybe you should just do this as a solo one, and
You're gonna be my producer.
I'm gonna draw up solutions for you.
Draw up solutions. Okay, well, if this is a Just Me podcast from here on out, then the topic of discussion is going to change a lot. It's going to be a lot darker.
See, I've kind of let you talk for a little bit now. I miss
You're regretting
I miss
it already.
talking.
Yeah.
I miss adding my input.
You set up all this shit really so that it could better document you talking.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you got to keep that. You got to keep that going for at least a little bit.
My
now.
brain's just in turbo mode right now, thinking about again needless tech to add to this whole setup that will add very little to the viewership. So maybe
cool. I'm glad that I have a very engaged co-host today.
Maybe we could just use this podcast as an opportunity to kind of plan the future of Podcadzo. Because as we discussed, episode 100 is fast approaching. This is episode 99, which is crazy.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for being here.
/ fuck you for not being here.
Thanks for the journey throughout.
It's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Well, it's about the destination.
The destination
for me, and that destination is
ad
being
revenue.
Well, ad revenue and just having as much tech involved with this operation.
I'm only
as
in this for
possible.
the notoriety. I want people to know my name. I want people to care about what I have to say about things. I want people to look to me for advice about, anything really. Life advice, work advice, musical advice. That's really why I'm here. And money. I want money.
I want money.
Yeah.
To buy more stuff
Yeah.
for the pod.
I want money to buy Fent.
We need to buy 2 extra lights already, people. So consider making some sort of cash donation to
We're
us
going to
if you
start
are
a
enjoying this
Patreon
pod.
page.
So folks, it's episode 99 today, next week will be. Well, first, was there any more poops talk we had?
No, that was. I really wasn't.
I did want to. My
anything for that.
routine with the morning dump is my first instinct is to always scroll YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, what's up with you in shorts these days?
I'll get into that later.
Okay.
But I try to resist first thing in the morning, and instead I open the New York Times games app, and I do the Wordle. I do the spelling bee. I do connections. I do strands. I
All
do
while you're on the toilet?
Well, so that's how I know it's going to be a good day. If I can bust through all that stuff
I feel like
in
just
a reasonable
the
time
Wordle
to
alone,
be on the toilet. Because like I said, I'm getting the actual bathroom part over with very quickly. But, like to
you're just sitting on
relax
top
a
of
little
your
bit.
fresh
Nope,
make.
I do it. Gross. I do a courtesy flush when I'm done, and then I just kind of hang out on the toilet.
There you go.
So if I can finish all of those New York Times games in a reasonable time to be on the toilet for, it's a great day. And it happens often.
Damn.
I can get through that stuff quick if my
That's-
brain is firing also.
That's a really good way to decide the tone of your day.
Yeah. So yeah, and
Say yours is
oftentimes though
more
I won't even
engaged.
get through the Wordle.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I wake up my brain a little bit in the morning, like doing
Mhm.
that, like getting that stuff out of the way.
You're more engaged in the morning right away.
And then I have a bidet at home. I have a Tushy.
Fucking fancy guy over here.
Potential ad. Speaking of ad revenue from earlier.
Yeah.
Tushy. I've heard them sponsor podcasts before.
Oh, 100%.
I think every civilized American citizen should have a Tushy bidet.
Do you look down on me for not having one?
A little bit. I look down on anyone who uses TP because it's disgusting and barbaric. And if it's one of those days where
So you don't use any TP? You don't even use a little square to dab yourself
No.
dry?
one
Or like
literally,
do a final
literally
pass?
2 squares afterwards.
Dude, if I had a bidet, because I'm on septic out here, I would like cut the amount of times I need to get my septic cleared out in
Yep.
like half at
Dude,
least.
man, the Tushies are, I want to say, under $100. It takes like 10 minutes to install it.
hmm
It's life changing.
It's just, okay. I guess I would get used to it the more I used it, but when I did the bidet thing out in Japan, I just felt like I never actually got clean enough.
You're probably just not using it right. You gotta get the hang of it.
I probably was using it wrong. And I mean, since we're on the topic of poop already, every time I travel, my poop just becomes pure liquid. So, sorry.
Don't apologize now.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure
The
you can
audience has
relate.
made it
I'm sure
pretty
you can
far.
relate to that. Everyone, I feel like when you travel, especially when you travel like fucking more than 10 hours on a plane,
Definitely.
it can give you some bubble guts for a couple days.
Definitely.
Definitely. So yeah, I think that could have been a factor too.
Yeah, that could definitely be a factor. Although, in some ways, that should make it easier. Because water fights water.
Yeah,
kinda.
but you don't feel like you have to wipe more when you have like a more
yeah, it's
runny.
real messy. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's enough of that. Unless you had more. I mean, I don't want to cut you
so
off.
this is episode 99.
Yes.
And next week will be episode 100. We're planning a big episode 100 extravaganza.
Colin's going to keep it at 30 minutes or less because, short podcasts now.
And then
It'll be a good 20-minute pod.
listeners, what we're proposing is we have some radical ideas for the new podcadzo. So just to give you a warning right now, it seems like what we might do is after episode 100, take a couple week hiatus from podcadzo and really make this a show worth listening to.
And we could use the opportunity to actually get a couple in the bank.
Bank a
So that we're not constantly
Bank
pressed.
a few, book some guests. Let us know if there are any guests you want to...
Let us know if you are a guest who would like to come on.
From the wedding we went to this weekend,
Yeah.
I had a few guest requests, actually.
I think more people mentioned that they listened to the podcast or mentioned that, or they just brought the podcast up in some way or another more at that event than like anything else that we do, really. No one asked like, hey, how's the band? Everyone was just like, dude, your podcast is awesome.
Yeah. Which was my fear doing the podcast.
Yeah. Well, but the music, I mean, I think that's just because those people are our friends. I think the music still gets way more traction. Podcast does.
Yeah, thank God. And we just put out more podcast content than music content lately because we're writing music right now, not putting anything out, but we're still doing weekly podcasts. So it's the top of everyone's mind. But yeah, a lot of people did mention the podcast to me at the wedding, and not my wedding, by the way, someone else's wedding that Julie and I were both at.
Yeah, we already talked about your wedding.
Yeah, we talked about that enough.
If you don't know about that, then hop back a couple episodes.
But enough people. So I've had a lot of people like tell me they listen to the podcast, and just by pure mathematics, a lot of those people are lying because I see the numbers. If all of those people were listening to the podcast every week, the numbers would be different than what they are.
Yeah, that's very fair.
So, it's nice of you to say, guys. If you know, you can lie to me and say you listen to my podcast, that's fine. But just know that I see the metric. I see the data. You guys aren't listening to the podcast. Not all of you, at least.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just take their word for it. Because
you know who's listening to the podcast? People in Indonesia, apparently.
Weird.
More than our own friends.
Interesting. Well, can't blame them for that. I think we are we're obviously part of a media format that is entirely saturated, and a lot of people that like general society actually give a fuck about have podcasts now.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone and their fucking grandma basically has a podcast. So why would you listen to two random dudes who like don't really know that much about stuff and don't really like?
You know why you would? Because those dudes have segments. That's what's going to change in the new podcadzo, guys.
True.
And one of those segments that we should do right up front is plugs. We can call it something like, a joke. Everyone's always like, you got anything to plug? I've never heard anyone just go, my butt. You ever hear that?
No.
It's what anytime anyone I hear on a talk show or podcast say, hey, you got anything to plug? I just think to myself, why doesn't anyone ever say my butt?
Because they're there on business, I'm sure. They actually, like, the only reason anyone goes on anything is to plug stuff.
Yeah.
You get one chance to plug your shit, and you're going to take that chance to make a
if you're a comedian
joke,
plugging something, wouldn't you want to be like, I'll use this opportunity to show the
prove
caliber of my
funny.
joke writing.
That's such a phone.
I'll plug my butt.
Maybe it's just because of your delivery being so weak, but that seems like...
How am I supposed to deliver that better?
Like,
here, ask me.
Do it with some energy or
something.
something.
Pretend you're a talk show host.
Hey, so you got anything to plug?
My butt.
Yeah, see, that's good.
Is that better?
That's better,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. You're right. I did deliver it dry.
Yeah. But I think that in general, you wouldn't want to do that if you were plugging something.
I wouldn't do it on Jimmy Fallon, for example. But
that'd be like where you would go to plug something.
Comedy Bang Bang. Scott Aukerman was interviewing me.
Sure.
Bet your bottom dollar
Honestly,
I'm going to tell Scott Aukerman I'm going to plug my butt.
I could hear Adam Scott saying.
Yeah.
Then plug.
Well, I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, people probably don't say that because probably someone said that like early on in the days, and now it's just like a hack joke that's too easy. But I think I'm just at that caliber of joke writing where I came up with it, and it came to me so easily that it seemed obvious to other people.
I think it's just such a lazy joke that really doesn't.
It's a good joke, and actually, I'm great. And I think with the new podcadzo, one of the segments will be plugs. We should probably do plugs right off the front, right off the top.
Plugging our own shit? We don't have anything to plug.
Butts. Well, on episodes where we do, on weeks we do, we'll plug it. And this week we have something to plug because this is going to come out next Tuesday. Next Thursday.
We don't have anything coming up.
Is a show.
There's nothing. He's lying.
I'm not lying. Everyone, we're playing Globe Hall. Why are you doing this? You don't want people to come to Globe Hall
Do your
on
fucking
August
thing.
14th, Thursday, Globe Hall with us, Arthur S. and the Effects and Big Signal at Globe Hall on Thursday, August 14th
Again, this is all completely.
with us
Who's us?
at Globe Hall.
The band.
The band Cadzo.
The band formerly known as Cadzo.
Band
It's
currently
still known as Cadzo.
formerly and still known as Cadzo.
Yeah, we do have a show coming up. It's our first one in since like January, right?
No, dude, since April.
We played in April?
We played the hemp farm in April.
Oh, that's right.
We were supposed to have more shows this summer, but fucking you and Benson can never get your act together.
What other shows were we supposed to have?
I don't know. I think there was like one in July that Benson couldn't do.
I don't remember that. What's your deal today, huh?
I just burned so much energy setting up all this tech. And it's all I'm thinking about.
Oh man, this dude is you need some sort of medication for your brain, I'm pretty sure.
I think I do as of late. And I don't know what kind of medication would help, but
ADHD medication.
I need something, man. I need spiritual help. I need medical help. I need help.
Can't help you.
Well, so this is a music podcast,
Yes.
and I think we've talked enough about other stuff. Let's get into the music.
I actually have a couple albums.
Cool.
New albums.
I bet one of them is The Armed, which
you
I've been
are
listening to.
correct, sir.
And can I just, not to step on your toes, it's my favorite Armed record by far.
I have to agree with you, sir. Which was a surprise to me because the singles. Oh God, that's a big spider.
Oh, is it that black one? I saw him over in the precipice
Oh, he's a fast
can't
boy too. Look how
fucking talk
fast he's
today.
going.
earlier.
Tried to kill him and
He
he
is
just
fast.
ran away. Okay, but anyway.
Should probably finish the job. He's gonna have a vendetta against you for trying to kill him.
Come fucking do your worst, bitch. I will fuck you. I will literally fuck you. Anyway, I did not like the singles from the record that much.
I wasn't following the singles. Which ones did they?
It was here, let me pull up the track list really quick. I liked one of the singles, but the other two singles I did not care for. Well Made Play, Kingbreaker, and then I think I Steal What I Want was the one right before the record came out. Yeah, I did not like Well Made Play that much. I wasn't the biggest fan of Kingbreaker.
I like Well Made Play.
But-
I like it. I didn't hear it as a single, but I like it as an album opener.
But yeah, so in the context of the record, I think it works really well. It's definitely noisy as shit. I think maybe that was the reason why I didn't like it as a single was because I was just like, oh great, the whole record's just gonna be more noisy, fucking blown out, fucking overdone production shit. But then the middle third of the record, and even like the last couple tracks, like really take a turn in a direction that I wasn't fully expecting in a lot of ways. Like a lot more like space and like actual like I guess intentional rhythmic syncopation between all the instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to just like noise all the time.
Yeah, because I know you were a big fan of Perfect Saviors. Was that last album?
Yeah, Perfect Saviors is a phenomenal record.
Dude, I could never really get into it the way you were getting into it.
Well, but did you ever listen to Ultra Pop?
Yeah, Ultra Pop was what started me off on them because you
Okay.
recommended that one to me
Okay. I
back
couldn't
when
remember.
that came out.
Got it. And so Ultra Pop, I would say, is closer to this new record than Perfect Saviors. Like, I think Perfect Saviors is more the climax of them going in like the pop direction.
Uh-huh.
And then this is more the climax of them going super frantic post direction.
Yeah, which I think is what I prefer. I just find like the hyper pop thing with them, or ultra pop perhaps, just like kind of exhausting.
Which, yeah, I guess that's interesting because I love ultra pop a lot, but if I listen to that record once all the way through, especially at like mid volume, at the end of it, I'm like ready to take a fucking nap. Like,
Well,
that shit wears me the fuck out in a way that like even like Sumac doesn't really wear me out that way, or like other noisy stuff doesn't wear me out that way.
a big part of it, and I think we talked about this actually when we were talking about Perfect Saviors on the pod before, is that production style of it just being like
Blown out.
and just nothing being that coherent.
Nothing's in the front.
Nothing's in the front.
Yeah.
And so like I think subconsciously my brain's just trying to grasp on constantly something to focus on, and it just gets tiring.
That was my issue with Well Made Play as the single from this new record, because the way that it's mixed like complete shit, to be honest. It's like you can hear a lot of snare and a lot of cymbals, and then there's like a lot of low frequency, like bass synth stuff. But then there's like no mids. There's like no guitar, no vocals, and then it's all everything that's not low frequency or like drums is like super high shrill frequencies. And it's like what is taking the lead right now? Like what am I supposed to be paying attention to? And on Ultra Pop that's kind of present, but I still feel like the way Ultra Pop is mixed, like there's always something kind of taking the lead a little bit. Like you can hear guitars a lot better on Ultra Pop. And then like drums I feel like are more like pointed and directional as opposed to being like textural and noisy.
Yeah.
So that was my beef with, I guess, Well Made Play as a single, but for some reason, yeah, within the context of the record, it's like it just works a lot better, I guess. And I feel like the whole new record is still pretty hazy. Like
it is, but that like I feel like
there's moments where it's
where there's something up front.
100%.
Like the vocals are more shrill and shrieky on this one.
Yeah. There's a lot less of an attempt. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
There's a lot less of an attempt to like sing catchy melodies and stuff, and the vocal focus is pretty much all just on being like really raw and angry, I think.
Yeah, and with Perfect Saviors, like you mentioned on this album, like a lack of mids, I feel like Perfect Saviors, the way it's mixed is it's just like a muddy blend of low mids, and you're missing
mids,
treble or bass, and that is like what makes it so disorienting. But even if like something sounds shitty and shrill on here, it's like, okay, at least there's something like attacky and high end, like a snare that's too loud that I can latch onto.
I was listening to this record at like the same volume that I listen to most records in my car, like around like 35 to 40, which means nothing. That's just audio settings. But like I was listening to this record at like 37 on the way home, and my Apple Watch told me that the decibels went up to like 85 dB for a second. I was like, that's like as loud as my drum set. And that's like pretty middle for the volume in my car.
You listening on Apple Music?
Mm-hmm.
Apple Music plays shit a lot louder than other streaming services.
The whole lossless. Yeah. And this is I'm pretty sure it's a high res loss. Yeah. So that
it makes it,
those highs are so shrill. I think that's what it was just there's so much like on the record.
Yeah. Depending how that decibel meter on your Apple Watch is weighted, it's gonna pick up on that a lot. I love Apple Music, and that's what I use personally, but when I'm doing audio, like when I'm mixing bands and stuff, I can't play house music on Apple Music anymore because the volume disparity between tracks is so severe. Like the track will come in and it's just quiet, so turn it up, next track comes just shrieking loud.
Way too loud.
Spotify does a much better job of really making everything.
Well, they have a normalizer.
Yeah, they normalize it all.
Always on. Yeah. which, okay, I don't want to shift the focus away from new music too much, but I do have to say there is a huge, right now, I would say, movement against Spotify, and people are starting to realize how much Spotify fucking sucks for like political reasons and stuff like that. But if nothing else, I've come to realize over the last few months, Spotify is just not as good of an audio player.
No, it's not.
The audio is weaker. It takes longer to buffer, takes up more space in your downloads, like all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't mind because when I use streaming services, I just listen to records all the way through. I don't do a whole lot of like playlists or shuffling stuff.
Yeah, because none of the streamers know how to shuffle or make playlists.
That's a huge thing I have against Apple Music. The way to shuffle stuff,
It's fucking horrible. It's
and the way to
infuriating how it shuffles it.
organize cues is
Apple
really
Music also
annoying.
does a terrible job of recommending new music, or even just telling me when new music is out there.
I've realized unless you're just on the homepage, like using this homepage and then going to the new releases.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
it
like the
doesn't ever
only-
fill in anything. Like, I have 3 Armed records in my library that I listen to somewhat on the regs, or they come up, if I am shuffling music, they'll come up on the regs. And Apple Music didn't think to tell me that this new Armed album came out.
Maybe mine is better at that because I've been using Apple Music for not as long as you. I probably have less artists in my bank, so it probably is better at picking out specific artists. Because if I go to new releases for me right now, it's got the Law Dispute record, the Armed record, the Suicide Boys record, and then like a bunch of.
Did Law Dispute drop the full album?
They dropped another EP,
Oh, okay.
another 3-song EP.
See, that's not. I've been listening to Law Dispute a bunch since you've sent it to me. They don't think to put that in there.
Ooh, that would be a
But
good thing
they
to
do
talk about.
put Christian Loeffler in here. I've never fucking heard of that guy.
It starts to get a little bit lost, I think, after the few. Mine has the new Alistair Cowboy release here. Like, that's pretty fire.
That's great. Mine doesn't have shit. Whatever. You want to talk about Law Dispute?
Do you have anything else to say about the Armed record?
No, just that I like it.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to keep listening to it. Yeah, let's talk about Law Dispute for a second. I brought them up. I can't, we have an episode coming up that I think is going to solve this problem in a lot of ways. I don't want to spoil it in any way, but this is a band that I've liked for a really long time that I just could not believe that I never brought up to you. I just never did. And it's not a type of music that you generally listen to all the time. I didn't listen to it and immediately think oh, this reminds me of Colin. But after putting some pieces together in my head, I was I bet Colin would really like this, especially the newer stuff. So I sent it over to you. They are releasing a full length, but they're releasing it over the span of several EPs.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially they put out one EP with 3 tracks, a single, and then another EP with 4 tracks. And then they just released another EP with 3 more tracks. And then when the full length comes out, there's going to be 2 or 3 more songs that haven't been released yet. But what are your initial thoughts about the band?
So let me pull them up real quick. So I have their
I told you to
disco
listen
in front of me.
I told you to listen to the new EPs, and then I told you to listen to Panorama.
Yep.
Because Panorama is, in my opinion, the best Law Dispute record up till this point. But I think obviously these EPs, the songs on these EPs, are the best Law Dispute song I've ever heard by far.
So what you sent me was No One Was Driving the Car 3,
Mm-hmm.
the EP. I fucking love that EP. Love every song on it. Love their sound. The day you sent it to me, I just had it on repeat all day. I sent it to a few other people who I thought would like it. I went back from there.
You think Sandman would like it? Or is it
And-
too artsy for Sandman?
I bet he would like it. I sent it to Joe first off because they're Michigan too.
Oh,
They're Michigan.
nice. Yeah,
I was like,
they are
dude,
Michigan.
these guys are Michiganders. You should check them out. I then went back and listened to Panorama, which I dug. But
It's
I
a
didn't dig
fantastic
anything on it as much as I did on No One Was Driving the Car on the EP.
Mm-hmm.
But still, very listenable. Enjoyed the album. I think I also listened. I think I went back to the beginning and checked out Vancouver, which is their first album.
Yep.
Dug it.
Their records, Rooms of the House, and then Wildlife are I believe they're land. You could call them the landmark records, the ones that
Mhm.
got them super famous, or not even super famous, the ones that got them famous within the little post-metal world or post-hardcore world they occupy. I think I told you this story off mic. I saw them open up Thrice a long time ago, and they were like one of the worst live bands I've ever seen.
Yes, that's right.
And I had never heard of them before that. I think they were just having like an off night or something. Obviously, because then I went back and listened to their shit because I was like, there's no way they're as bad as they were live. And I liked it right away. And Panorama in 2019 really like solidified to me. They're just like so much more. They put so much more thought into their songwriting than most post-hardcore bands.
Yeah.
Like in general. But then yeah, there's so much on all of the No One Was Driving the Car EPs. There's been like so many just genuinely surprising moments where it's like, oh, here's like a stoner metal riff, or like, oh, here's like a fully like acoustic kind of like slow halftime ballad. Like there's just so much range between all the songs.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't expecting some like what's the first track on No One Was Driving the Car 3?
It's that self-portrait song,
self-portrait backwards. I had the sense, not knowing Lead Dispute when you first sent it to me, I was like, oh, I bet these guys are pretty heavy. I think I listened to it for the first time on a mountain bike ride, actually. I was like, this is great. Julian just sent it to me. I need something heavy to listen to. Put that on. I was like, this is not what I was expecting. So this won't do the trick.
Yeah.
I just kept listening. Obviously, it gets heavy. But yeah, the range, just like within these 5 songs on the EP, is phenomenal. And they wait long enough between releases to put thought into their songwriting. That's for sure. Like 5-year span from the first record to the second record. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no, they definitely are, I would say, a studio band primarily. Like, not that they don't play live or whatever, but their tours are never like super extensive, and they obviously are not like that famous to where they're like playing fucking year-long, multi-year tours or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they really spend most of their creative energy in the studio. And like it translates in their recordings, like the way that they sound and the like emotional depth to all their songs is just like, in my opinion, so much further above like what most bands are doing like right now. Like and it's so accessible. Like you can like them without really liking heavy music. You can like them without being one of those like smart guys, you know, like the fucking glasses, fucking thick glasses wearing asshole who's like, yeah, I only like stuff that's like emotionally intelligent, like while you're wearing your fucking infinity scarf. But like,
I'm so glad
you don't have to be one of those douchebags.
I'm so glad I left my infinity scarf in the van.
Yeah, I think they really could be. They're one of those bands that could, who needs them in the moment.
Yeah, for sure. So I didn't, because Apple Music failed me once again, I didn't know the 4th EP came out.
So yeah, it's got 3 more tracks on it. They're all, in my opinion, very solid Law Dispute tracks. I still think 3 has my favorite tracks on it so far. But this when the full length comes out, I am willing to bet that it's going to be pretty high up on my list of records for the year. Slash is probably going to be my new favorite, like, Law Dispute record in general.
Is there a No One Was Driving the Car 2?
No, so
they go from 1 to 3.
The second release was the single in my environmental catastrophe film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I really like the artwork for all these too. It's a cool aesthetic.
It is a very cool aesthetic. Okay, so then I wanted to...
Oh, here, wait. This is a good... Here. Let's try this. So people can get a...
This is just a peek behind the curtain of the technological
of what's coming up,
advancements.
Guys, of some of the equipment. And
if it loads.
It's not going to load. And oh my God, it's so horrible. So embarrassing.
What are you I guess you don't. I don't
I was in
pull
it. This is something we can do now that we have the
Just pull up
window captures. Like,
Music.
oh, if we're talking about album art during the episode, oh, why don't I just pull up, you know,
pull it up real quick.
pull it up, the album art that we're talking about. But in order for that to work, you have to have working internet, which is something you don't have.
You're mad at me.
I'm not mad at you. I love you.
You're mad.
I'm just fired up in general.
Daddy's mad.
Here, everyone, look.
Click on one of them.
I did. Now
that's
I'm
good.
mad.
Yeah, now he's mad for reals.
Maybe a second monitor would be cool to have in here too.
I'm trying to think like. So you talk about wanting to have. Okay, never mind.
There you go. See, it's working now. Look, everyone can see.
Yeah, they're really cool pieces of art.
Yeah.
I think especially considering. I mean, I'm assuming that they're going to relate to the aesthetic of the record in some way or another, but they're also closely connected and yet each so individual. Yeah, most people don't put that level of effort into single or EP release, like unless you like only are releasing EP stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the most interesting releases of the year so far, and them playing with the format of the way they're releasing it, I think is really cool too.
Yeah. I like the several EP strategy.
Gives you time
EP release
to
strategy.
process each song a bit more.
Yep.
And really digest everything. Because yeah, if they just put the full length out, I probably wouldn't have listened to like the song Steve like 100 times already. Or like Autofictician Detail. I've listened to that song so many times. I wanted to mention the new Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist record, Alfredo 2. Have you checked that out?
No.
I wasn't sure if you're a big Freddie Gibbs
I
guy
like Freddie
or not.
Gibbs, yeah.
Did you ever check out Alfredo?
Yeah.
The original Alfredo? That's probably my favorite Freddie Gibbs record ever. Maybe even my favorite Alchemist record too. Like the original Alfredo record is very, very good. So I was stoked to see that they were making an Alfredo 2. I've listened to it probably 6 or 7 times now. It's great. I love it. I think it's such a good blend of like nostalgic, kind of like lo-fi hip-hop beats, and then super melodic stuff. The Enchilada song with Anderson .Paak is just like a straight up like kind of pop banger. It's a really, really solid record. I really like it a lot. And then I will very quickly mention the new Suicide Boys record. Pretty good. I like it a lot.
Boys, huh? Haven't outgrown this yet.
Well, they are getting more, in my mind, they're getting a lot more mature with each release, which is what's keeping me involved. If it was just the same exact vibe from release to release, it was for a long time. Like every Suicide Boys record, even Suicide Boys fans, I feel like, can't deny. All the Suicide Boys records from like 2013 to like 2017 were like pretty much just the same exact record over and over again.
Yeah.
The bars were recycled, the flows were recycled, the beats were all very similar, the tags were all exactly the same. But now it's like there's a lot of emotional growth and a huge amount of production growth from release to release. And this release has, in my opinion, by far their best beats, their best production style, their most intelligent bars, and probably just the most artistic range from song to song. Like each song is pretty different from the last. And there's a lot of really like mature moments. So
yeah,
it's pretty much why I'm staying on board with them.
I'm excited to check that out. Cause yeah, I remember liking Alfredo. It was 2020 when it came out, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
Feels more recent.
A long time ago.
I don't have too much new music, but shout out Joe, my cousin, Joe Nash. He, a while ago, I think I sent this to you too when he's sent this to me. And Joe, I apologize for us waiting so long to do this, but Joe sent me the album Showtime by Dizzy Rascal and said, I want to hear you and Julian talk about this on the pod. I listened to Showtime then. The other day, Dizzy Rascal popped up in my recommendations, And so I listened to a couple Dizzy Rascal albums. And do you ever spend any time with Dizzy Rascal?
No.
It's great. Great UK hip hop. The album Showtime is fantastic. He's most well known for, what's it called? Like Kid into Corner. Boy into Corner. Came out in 2004.
Okay.
That's kind of his landmark album. So I would check that one out, but also check out Showtime. Great bars, really fun tracks, intelligent lyrics. So yeah,
Got him.
sweet.
All right.
And I think we'll call that episode 99 of Podcadzo.